Hi, Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with a look at our weather week ahead, and it does look like smooth sailing in the weather department as we go through the work week and into the weekend. Could see a couple things in the tropics that we'll have to keep an eye on as we go through next week. In the meantime, you can see the upper level ridge has centered itself over the Great Basin, and trough has developed as expected here across the eastern sections of the country. This has allowed this northerly flow to bring some drier air in as a cold front did make its way through the Arctic. You can see the clouds associated with the front in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and it looks like with this dry air in place, it's going to stay in place for most of the week ahead, providing us with a relatively quiet weather week with near normal temperatures and below normal humidity across the region. So let's take a look at, first of all, what we can expect as far as temperatures with the dry air in place. Looking at lows across the Arctic that will range from the upper 60s to low 70s. That includes 71 degrees tonight for the low temperature in Shreveport, 70 in Texarkana, 69 in Atlanta, 69 also for the low temperature in Natchitoches. Daytime highs tomorrow will rebound right back up to the upper 80s to lower 90s. Could have a few middle 90s, especially across the south and southwestern sections of the area. We have not seen as much rain recently. Looking at 93 in Shreveport, 96 in Natchitoches, but only 89 degrees for the daytime high tomorrow in Hope. As far as humidity, it's going to be somewhat comfortable. You might recall over the weekend, very, very humid conditions. We did see dew point levels in the middle 70s across the Arctic. Those levels have dropped into the 60s today, and you can see as we go through tomorrow, we'll be in the mid 60s, mid to upper 60s pretty much all day. So it looks like bearable as far as the humidity is concerned for at least tomorrow, and actually most of the week we'll see these dew points stay in the 60s. And of course, with the dry air in place, that means rainfall chances will be somewhat limited, as tonight looking mostly clear across the Arctic. As we go through tomorrow, we will see a mostly sunny sky, and then for tomorrow night, expect a mostly clear sky across the region. And then Wednesday, we'll go through the middle of the work week with quite a bit of sunshine and really nothing too much as far as rainfall anticipated at this time. And actually, we probably will stay dry through the weekend, the way it checks out right now, and into next week. As far as a longer range, take you out a week, and you can see this pattern is going to maintain itself as we'll see the ridge stay out across the west. The trough actually sits here with the rainfall chances staying to the east of the Arctic, but by the end of the period, you can see the ridge beginning to expand back to the west. And that's going to be important because we will see a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico early next week, which will bear watching. In fact, let's give you a look at the outlook from the National Hurricane Center. There are actually two systems that we'll have to keep an eye on. The first of which is right here. NHC says there is a medium chance we'll see this develop, and it does appear that this will, once it moves into the Caribbean, possibly make it into the Gulf of Mexico here, heading into perhaps the first half of next week. This system also later in the week could make it into the eastern sections of the Gulf of Mexico. So two disturbances that have a decent chance of becoming tropical storms worth watching in the next week to 10 days across the Gulf of Mexico, as both appear to have a chance to make it into the Gulf. Until that happens, again, all will be quiet weather-wise across the Arctic. Your 7-day forecast shows low 90s for highs, lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. Keep in mind these are Shreveport numbers. Across the north, we'll see lows in the mid to upper 60s, highs upper 80s to lower 90s, with nothing really too much as far as rainfall expected here in the week ahead. Might see a very slight chance Friday, mainly over the south and eastern sections of the area. So it looks like lots of sunshine, lower humidity, near normal temperatures is what we can expect for the next week, although early next week we'll have to keep an eye on the tropics.